Hello everyone, welcome back for your daily dose of serotonin. This is part 9 of Lost in Orbit titled The Dream. Enjoy! Applause erupts through the shadowed seats, crisp, electric. Kaede's joy-drunk screams cut through the noise, the kind that make your chest flutter and knees weak. The orchestral music swells, grand and triumphant, wrapping around the stage like a galaxy built just for you. You can't stop smiling, striding forward with your chest puffed in unmistakable confidence. The trophy gleams in your hold, molten gold molded into the shape of an octahedron, two pyramids stuck together, forming a timeless loop. You tilt it in the spotlight, and it's almost like 1,000 tiny stars flicker back at you, your very own spotlight. They usher you to the podium, asking you to tell them the story of how Stellar Track came to be, how you've managed to create history despite all the challenges. Confidence surges out of your chest, the words flowing past your lips like poetry. You mouth the phantom sentences. They're incoherent, unfinished, but it's a powerful delivery, one that evokes the teary eyes and deep nods of respect. The audience rises to their feet, applause crashing like waves. The story of the underdog becoming someone capable of changing the world, of reaching the stars. You flutter away the tears collecting on your eyelids, grinning at Amira and Kaede at the back. They're wiping at their eyes, waving vigorously to catch your attention. You did it. You finally did it. A steady beep lulls through the cheers. Slowly, the trophy fades into hazy, crumpled papers and sticky notes. Your arm drags forward, and you wince. It feels like static, stiff and prickling. It's been in the same position for who knows how long. The digital clock on the wall blinks past midday. There's no ruffling of sunflowers, no cheering, clapping, or even small talk of students nearby. Just silence over the monotonous hum of your monitor. Weakly, you run your fingers over the humps of ink on your notebook. It's almost empty, except for the smudged title that reads, Award Speech. Every year, you and the girls gather to give each other first-place-worthy speeches. It's supposed to help you with building confidence, firing you up for the challenge ahead. But you got lost in thought, a silly daydream about something that might not even happen. You reach over to the keyboard, tapping the space bar. The speaker goes silent with a hollow click, and you sigh. Stellar Track's notes are all over, continuously being edited and scrapped. You evolve it with every new idea. There's no reason to, really. You had already perfected everything a month before arriving, but you just can't help it. And every time you tweak it, you run the risk of unexpected malfunction. It's worth the gamble. Competition this year is proving to be difficult. And by competition, you mean Senku, the guy who mentions majoring in all science fields like it's nothing. That kind of knowledge, broad and unforgiving. There's no doubt in your mind he's going big this year. He's made something complex, something threatening that will surely overshadow you. So, everything needs to be perfect. With a high-pitched snarl, your stomach scolds you for skipping lunch. If the map Amira sent you is correct, there should be a vending machine nearby. You hop off your chair, heart still racing from an applause that never happened. Nearby is only an illusion with hallways this long. You feel distant, like you're experiencing everything through distorted glasses. It's almost too small to notice, but the walls endlessly zoom in ever so slightly. A message pops up on your phone, alerting you to take a right turn. At the end of the hall, where the vending machine should be, 3 students crowd around it, laughing and blocking the keypad entirely. They buzz with conversation, snacks in hand. One leans against it like there isn't a wall right next to him, sipping on his drink with no care in the world. They don't have the mindfulness to step aside. You lean against the wall at the end of the hallway, scrolling back and forth on your phone's home screen. Just standing and watching them is too awkward for you to handle, and there's no way you're about to ask them to move. Solution? Look busy until they go away. According to the weather app, you should expect hot and sunny weather for the next 2 days. There's an 80% chance of rain right after that. There's a message from Kaede telling you about some kind of challenge she signed you up for. It's been a while since you've done one of those. There are no details, only a very enthusiastic demand to meet in Amira's lab. Yeah, it's definitely her, a voice says. Call her over. I don't know her name, she whisper shouts. They fumble over their words, hushed, and with every name they guess, your heart leaps. The sudden shift in atmosphere zaps through your stomach. Last time you checked, you're the only one in this hallway. You opt to just stare at your phone screen. You can feel their focus boring into the side of your face. They call your name, you freeze. Your head cranes in their direction, phone digging into the trembling flesh of your fingers. They snicker, surprised you actually heard them, and wave you over. You look behind you, silently hoping that they have the wrong person, but there's no one there. You point to yourself, confused. The girl nods. We just want to talk to you for a sec, she shouts. Your gut twists, heat crawling up your throat. You shouldn't approach them. They don't really know you, so what could they possibly want? The stroll towards them is awkwardly deliberate. Each step lands too loudly, like the floor is mocking you. Is your lack of eye contact obvious? Or the fact that your hands aren't moving accordingly with your legs? Hey, how are you? One of the girls steps up. Her smile too bright, too wide to be genuine. Your eyes dart between the two behind her. I'm good, and you? You ask. It comes out unsure. Great, my name is Amaryllis. She points to the guy next to her. This is Moz. Moz? Now, where have you heard that name before? He shoots you a nod, vape tucked not so secretly in his fist. This is Mia. She tugs on the sleeve of the girl next to her. Even though she hides behind her sleeves, you remember exactly who Mia is. She's the one who dropped the beaker. Amaryllis pushes a strand of hair behind her ear. Okay, well, this is gonna sound crazy. My friend here, she really likes Senku. She yanks Mia by the arm. Mia lets out a horrified screech. The hell did you have to be so blunt for? She half screams, burying her reddened cheeks further into her palms. So, could you pretty please introduce us to him? Amaryllis threads her fingers together. I know we kind of ticked him off earlier, but we'd also really like the chance to apologize to him. You know? She pleads, pouting her lips. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. People approaching you to ask about Senku. In the past, they'd normally just ask you for his insight, or comment on your close-knit relationship or rivalry, or genuinely ask for tips and tricks on how to make it to the top. You always give them the same rehearsed answer: discipline, consistency, and curiosity sharp enough to bleed. I mean, we figured you're close because we saw you smiling together today and yesterday, she rambles, giving you zero opening to interject. You don't have an answer for this one though, because not once have you been approached to be a matchmaker, and the nerve of them to ask you for a favor after they intruded into his workspace, then laughed it off like it was nothing. If it weren't for Gen, the situation would have escalated into a chemical disaster. Why doesn't Mia ask him herself? Is what you want to ask. But you know that's not what they want to hear though. So the next best step is to just be honest. I don't know him like that, you say smoothly. Their energy pauses, stares lingering like you've just told an obvious lie. Eh? She blinks at you, then looks side to side, almost as if to check if they believe you. Mia's soul looks like it just left her body. Understandably so. A crush isn't something you want strangers knowing about. Moz, on the other hand, could care less. He's part of this little mission, but not because he wants to help with some silly love interest. It's fine, he pushes off the machine, staring you down with a too chill to trust look. We'll talk to him another way, he hums, brushing past you. You watch them trudge down the hall, disappearing like you were just a passing curiosity. Something about them doesn't feel right. Their laughter trails behind you like static, buzzing long after it should have faded. You don't look back. By the time you reach Amira's lab with your snacks, the hum of the machines and smell of solder put you back into focus. Familiar chaos, soft chaos. He was just being nice, you sigh, spinning in circles on Amira's work chair. The big lights slur into a satisfying radical mess. Since when does Ishigami do things out of the kindness of his heart? Her shoulders move vigorously, metal clanging under her hammering. He's either interested or is an alien. Pick a reasonable delusion, please. You told Amira about his indirect invitation, to which she responded in the realest way possible. But you just can't see it. Senku isn't someone who'd delve into something as trivial as finding you interesting. You don't even think the word interesting and your name go together in the same sentence. Well, in his vocabulary. So that's out of the question. And what would be interesting about you anyway? So, he's an alien, you declare with mock seriousness, flicking a piece of your snack into the air. You open your mouth stupidly, but it lands on your nose. Nope, you're just in denial. Despite her sharp tone, the corners of Amira's mouth twitches, her version of a smile. Loud metal sounds echoed through the room. It's weirdly soothing, having a noise that fills the gaps your thoughts keep trying to spill into. When is Kaede getting here anyway? You change the topic. Amira adjusts her safety goggles. Kaede's sense of time is cosmically broken. You choke between giggles. The only time I've seen her early is when there was free cake near her crush's booth, Amira scoffs. And her excuse is always the same. Time is an illusion. What's life if you're not gonna live in the moment? Wise words by a wise Kaede. You can already imagine her making an index finger mustache. She's probably roped herself into a spontaneous conversation, or found something she needs to write down so she can blog about it later. The entrance door whooshes open, accompanied by off-key singing. Some people look up with confusion at the shrill, but unmistakable voice. But you don't need to. Her bubbling laugh is noticeable from a mile away. Her ponytail bounces with every step, her arms flying as she gestures behind her. She's a walking sunrise in human form, loud, bright, and completely unaware she's walking backwards. Then she spins around. "Ladies!" she sings melodically. "I missed you guys so much." Amira waves her hammer into the air, gracefully, like it doesn't weigh a thing. "Someone's happy," you quirk a brow. "And late," Amira adds. Kaede crosses her arms in playful defeat. She stomps over to your side and shimmies until she's resting against your arm. You lean into her, eyes fluttering at the scent of her shampoo. She always smells good. "So, how's your day been so far?" she asks, settling down into a calmer energy. It's a suspiciously innocent question. "Interesting," you nuzzle further into her. "What about yours?" You both watch Amira stack away her wrenches in mathematical symmetry. "Mine was amazing," she giggles, "and it's about to get a whole lot better." You can't tell if you should be excited or concerned. You let yourself sink into the moment, the noise, the laughter, the way Kaede fills every inch of lab with light. It's impossible not to smile around her. For a heartbeat, the stress of deadlines and competition dissolves. It's just you Amira, and Kaede. The universe reduced to three idiots with too much ambition and not enough sleep. Then the air changes. It's slight, just the hum of the lights dipping, the faint hiss of the door seals breaking. Footsteps, steady, unhurried. You turn your head just as he rounds the corner. Senku Ishigami. Lab coat dusted with graphite, a clipboard tucked under his arm like it's an extension of him. His eyes flick from one workstation to the next, scanning like he's assessing the air. When his gaze lands on you, something in your chest jolts. Reflex, not choice. Kaede's grin is immediate, way too loud for the tension in the room. You made it! He smirks. Yeah, your sales pitch was hard to ignore. Then his eyes slide back to you. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Kaede twirls on her feet. I ran into Senku back at Bio and asked him if he wanted to join us in today's challenge, since we're all buddies now. Forgot to mention? That's not something you forget to mention. And what in the world did she say to him? The space between you shrinks. The fluorescent lights hum too loudly, like the air itself forgot how to breathe. For half a second, he looks like the fuzzy and kind of non-existent version of him that clapped for you in your head. He raises a hand in greeting to you. Yo. He says it like it's nothing, like he didn't just tilt the room's gravity by walking in. And that is the end of part 9 of Lost in Orbits. A little challenge for whoever's still listening to these end credits. I don't know, does anybody actually listen to these? But anyway, if you are, see if you can guess what the next challenge is going to be. I'll give you 2 hints. First one, it's science-y, like chemical-ish. And then second hint is you can do it at home. And as always, the usernames for my Wattpad and Tumblr are in the description below. So make sure to check those out, and as well as the credits in the description. So make sure to check everything out, and I will see you next time. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.